I'm Seamus Campbell, co-chair of Startup and Innovation Tablelands, and I'm talking to Troy Haines, who's going to be talking at our Friday fortnightly Zoom this Friday, the 5th at 12:30. So I'll just hand over to Troy now, who's well known, but will tell us a little bit about himself. So, hi, Troy. How are you today?
Hey, mate. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, good. Thank you. Yep.
Looking forward to Friday. So just a little bit, for those that don't know me, I was in Cairns. I'm now in Southeast Queensland, the Gold Coast region, and I have spent 20 years in Cairns. From 2012, I was leading theSPACE, which is a startup incubator, co-working space. From 2012 until 2020, hosted a number of different programs in partnership with various private companies, governments at all different levels to support the development of the ecosystem and essentially support entrepreneurs and innovators to turn their ideas into reality. We knew early on that it takes a village to raise a startup. And so we set out about building out the ecosystem, connecting with key stakeholders, both locally in Cairns, but then throughout Queensland and Australia and beyond internationally.
Right. And you're going to be talking about transformative technology this Friday. Can you sort of briefly tell us what it actually is? What is transformative technology?
Yeah, for sure. So before I do that, I'll just sort of say, as a follow-on to what I was saying about the startup space, like for me, I have been interested in personal development for most of my adult life. And it was a deep pain in not knowing who I was and how I fit into the world that sort of led me to that. And it was about 2018 where I was introduced to Transformative Technologies, which is technology focused around mental health, well-being, human performance, and human potential. And for me, I used to think like technology caused more dysfunction than it did to support like human well-being, because I'd have to go and sit and meditate to actually recenter, reconnect, and tune into like what I felt is the next steps moving forward. And so it was a mentor that I had closely connected to Transformative Tech, who said that we're creating these technologies. We should be building technologies that support humanity to be happier, healthier, and to evolve. And so he encouraged me to get involved into Transformative Tech. So now I'm the chair of Transformative Technologies Australasia, working with a group out of San Francisco. And really, it's the coming together of my two worlds, the startup space and that personal and professional development space, and where we were supporting entrepreneurs and innovators to build technologies, all like these emerging exponential technologies like artificial intelligence, like AR, VR, biotech, wearable technologies, etc. All a whole range of different exponential technologies, and applying them to us humans and helping us to be, happier, helping us to move across this well-being spectrum, mental health, well-being, human performance, and potential. So it's not just about being happy, it's about like, what is our ultimate potential?
Wow. Right. So quite an important thing for all humans, really. How is it? You mentioned that you were connected with the global technology group in the States. So how big is it? I mean, is it just starting now, or is it? Do you see that it's going to be growing exponentially, I suppose, in the next few years?
Yeah, well, it's an interesting, Seamus, because we're starting to see like traditional investment into health tech move towards wellness tech. And when you look at health tech, a lot of health tech is really the horse is already bolted. It's almost like
yes.
unwellness tech or disease tech, because you look at modern hospitals, they're treating people that are already unwell. Whereas where we're focusing is helping people to be well, like the body is constantly trying to get into like this homeostasis. The body each night when we go to sleep is working to regenerate and heal itself, but often, modern lifestyle and our inability to be able to disidentify with that noise in our head, that mind-made concept of self, makes it really hard even to sleep for a lot of people. So it's so it's been going since 2014. They've had a conference which they've run in Palo Alto in San Francisco, and it's grown from year on year. And then in 2018, they had their first global, what's called an academy.
Right.
So it's a free 1 month long academy where they invited entrepreneurs from all over the world to participate. They invited me to be a mentor for the program. Okay. And then again, in 2019, did the same. I was fortunate enough to go to the conference in Palo Alto in 2019. And also in 2019, I got to go and spend a month over in Transformative Technology Labs working with the founders and just really connecting and building out, working at a higher level on the strategy for transformative technology globally. And so in 2019, they announced the opportunity to host chapters, of which Queensland was one. We hosted one of 14, which then went to about 38 in 2020. 2020 was a challenging year for a lot. But again, this year it's growing. Like now, as a movement, like even prior to COVID, like mental health, there was a cognition crisis, there was a sleep epidemic. And so COVID really helped to exacerbate that. But now it's, we're kind of in the right place at the right time is what I see, to help entrepreneurs and innovators to really build, as part of what we're doing is encouraging people that have got really mad skills that are into these exponential technologies. Don't just build something for the sake of making money or making food come quicker. Build something that's really going to help move the dial on humanity. Because what we're seeing is like these technologies, they're growing exponentially year on year. They're accelerating. And still a lot of the crises that we're facing, but our ability to be able to cope is still on this linear curve. Like we're not accustomed to, we haven't evolved our ability to be able to manage in a world that's moving so quickly. So it's causing this friction. And so what we're about is let's bring these exponential technologies down to our humanness and help that to evolve exponentially as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. And just finally, quickly, what can the attendees on this Friday Zoom expect to get out of this session with you?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do on Friday is I'm just going to talk a little bit more about the global ecosystem, transformative technologies. I understand that it's going to be like entrepreneurial type people, innovators on the call. So I'll show them how they can get involved. We've got
fantastic.
You guys up there in Far North Queensland flying the flag for Transformative Tech as part of a broader Transformative Technology Queensland movement, as part of a broader Transformative Technology Australasia movement. And so I'll talk a little bit more about that and unpack the different technologies and show some practical examples. And then I'll also talk about how we're applying them. So I've got my own startup called I Am Connected, where we're working with entrepreneurs or founders in there and their teams if they've got them, founders as well, but to apply some of these technologies to help them create, to improve wellness and performance based on objective metrics. So based on key data. So I'll talk more about that on Friday, and then there'll be the opportunity to ask questions as well, of course.
Oh, fantastic. Looking forward to it. All right. Well, thank you very, very much. And we'll see you on Friday at 12:30.